did you meet Case at the bench, or did you already know him?
I met Case.
Hold on. Let's hold on 1 second. One thing I want to make note of here. This is another one of these deflectionary tactics, right? So what you do is you evoke the name of a person who has a solid reputation, such as Case, right? So in other words, you're inserting Case into a story. And oh, by the way, we know who the people are. The reason we're not naming them is because even though the statute of limitations has run, people have jobs, things like that, they grown men. So, but it involved the firearm. This is why we're not saying the person's name. We know exactly who it was, right? But we're not gonna say their names, right? But the person, we spoke to the person, and the person said that that's not what happened. And we can bring the person face to face, off camera, right? Because we're not gonna put them on camera. This ain't Vlad TV, all right? We ain't telling on ourselves, okay? But the person said what happened was Case came, right? And oh, by the way, if they had a shotgun, why wouldn't you say, yo, Case, they got a shotty? Right? If somebody come up to you with a shotgun in your face, you don't just be like, hey, yo, Case, they got our thing. They be like, yo, Case, somebody here and they strapped. I mean, if you're gonna say anything, you don't bring somebody in and don't alert them that the person is strapped with a damn shotgun. But see, this is the detail that you leave out when you're making shit up. All right? But anyway, let's go further. So we spoke to the person, and the person said what happened was similar, except for Case never grabbed the shotgun. He said Case saw them and they knew Case from around the way and from the Bronx and different places. And Case said, and I quote the person, yo, I'm gonna have to talk to Cade and Cool about this. Right? That's what the person said. And so you may say, well, what does Cool have from? Because one of the persons is from the same projects that Cool 131 is from, and that's why he named Cool. But also the person was a TMT member. That's why he said Cade and Cool. He said Cade saw them and said, yo, they with me. And I'm gonna have to talk to Cool and Cade about this. But he said, nah, he never grabbed a shotgun. And like Cade said, it doesn't make sense, right? Because you're leaving out the detail. If somebody's pointing a shotgun at you, which I'm not putting it past Case, because Case was a bad you-know-what. Shut your mouth, right? But what I'm saying is the details. Yo, he grabbed the gun and what? He grabbed it and pulled it? Or did he put his hand on the gun and push it to the side? Because first of all, if somebody's holding a shotgun on you, the last thing you want to do is what? Jerk it. Because if they fingers on the trigger, what's it going to do, son? It's going to blast your midsection out all over to the next car. So we're not grabbing no shotguns, cat. Now what we may do, because Case was a bad you-know-what, he may have put his hand or even just said, yo, hey, yo, don't point that at me, right? And that's what the person said. As a matter of fact, the person never even mentioned that he addressed the gun. He just said, yo, I'm going to have to talk to Cool and Cade about this. And he said he wasn't even pointing it at Case. He said he had it down like this, pointing at the ground. He said he wasn't pointing the gun at Case.
Through Faye, because they were gonna go piecing. If they said, yo, you wanna come? I said, hell yeah, fucking yeah. And I met Case that incident. And we just connected and whatnot. Because Faye was basically getting ready to go to college, and I was still doing my thing. And Case was always down to peace. My God, he would never deter. He's the only writer that has never said that I can't make it.
Well, you must not know a whole lot of writers.
Favorite memory of this Case?
I guess that, Case is just incredible, man. Didn't have a leg, didn't have an arm. This man would climb L poles. And see, climbing L poles was what we used to do at Gun Hill Lair, because instead, like, if you drop a can, bing, bing, you'd have to go down and get it. But you could do it because of the L pole. Or even just go to the store, get some beer, and go back up. I didn't know that Case didn't have a leg. I knew he didn't have an arm, but I didn't know at that time that he didn't have a leg. And when I found out, I said, my God, this man was like, nah, I'll go down and get the can. Don't worry about it. It's like if I would have wanted, like, no, I got it. And even the way that he walked, I thought that was just a bop. It was probably, he made it like that.
The Brooklyn Bob.
Yeah. No, the Bronx Bob.
Okay, what are some of your favorite cars that you've seen from the 70s and 80s?
Ours. Oh man. No, I think TMC had some cars running. TNT also. CIA. Because I don't really want to mention one person. I think Crew Status.
Crew status, what does that mean? Well, what does that mean? Anybody ever heard that before? Crew status? I have no idea what that means.
But they were more 70s. They were more 70s crew. But they left a lasting impression.
Was Death Squad pulling out?
Oh yeah, right there. Death Squad was the best. Thanks for reminding me. That was the top of the line, top notch. That was it. The best of the best right there.
Okay. Well, we came to the portion where it's pick'em time. It's called Seven Deadly Sins, and I asked you which artist you would think will win the battle. So first, we got scene versus scene.
Style-wise, I would. He has, I call it a cookie cutter style. It's keeps going and going, the same outlines, and it's basic.
Okay.
Hold on, let's stop right there. Let's hold on right there.
Yep.
The question is posed to him. What did he ask? Who's better, you or Scene?
Yeah.
All right. This is his so-called seven deadly sins, which is stupid. I have no idea what that means. The 7 deadly sins. He's exhibiting them all: jealousy, gluttony. Maybe that's what he means. But anyway, he's asked, "Who's better, you or Scene?" First of all, he talked. Let's go back where he talked about there was supposed to be a battle. Scene, I have to tell you that if you and Scene, Richie Scene, battled for the name Scene, you lost. Okay? You lost. That man, now whether you like his style or not, that man put out, I don't know how many superior cars. Now, he may not be a quote-unquote letter technician, style master, whatever, right? Which is whatever it is. It's cars that made people look at it and say, oh, did you see that? Right? And about 200 more times than they did to your cars, because you only had about, shit, man, I'll give you 10 pieces again, but I'm going to go out and close the other eye and I'll give you 20, right? This man, if you battle Richie Scene for the name Scene, you lost. Let's make it official, all right? So now you asking him, and you're talking about a cookie cutter style, and he does the same outline. I don't know what you've been looking at, but almost every Scene UA piece is a different outline, a different concept, a different color scheme, a different production. It's a whole car, in the end, top to bottom, characters, backgrounds. I don't know what you're talking about cookie cutter style. Now, what Scene is not. He's very similar to Lee in some way, in that Lee wasn't, and I definitely ain't taking nothing from the god Lee, but Lee was not a letter, a person. He was more of he was like the first trained muralist, so to speak. They was more concentrated on the backgrounds and the effects and all of that, the graphics. They almost like graphic artists on trains. Very similar.
Commercial.
Okay? Commercial graphic artists is the way they made their things look. But Scene, you got wrote. You lost that battle to Scene.
Time period wise, I would say T-Kid. Because T-Kid has a longer stretch.
Oh, you want to go back and hear that one?
Yeah.
It's keeps going and going, the same outlines, and it's basic.
Okay. Bio versus T-Kid.
You want to address that one?
T-Kid. Bio versus T-Kid. I mean, I can't say what someone else's opinion should be, although to me it's common sense that T-Kid would roast Bio off the train as far as style-wise in any time period. He could not mess with T-Kid, period. End of discussion as far as I'm concerned. Bio cannot touch T-Kid.
I mean, I just got a big DITTO, bro. Like, come on, man. Listen, and I'm not taking nothing from Bio. Them Tats Crew guys, they good at what they do. Also more muralists, they dabble in the letters. But yo, to say that Bio can burn T-Kid, and I don't care nothing about that one little battle they did on the train. Yo, listen, if you want to talk about over and over and over and over and over continuity, yo, there's no way you could say that Bio is better than T-Kid as far as style and nasty. It's absolutely sheer ridiculousness. And let me go deeper. Let me tell you, but I'm gonna tell you at the end. Go ahead, bro.
All right.
Sorry.
Time period wise, I would say T-Kid. Because T-Kid has a longer stretch. Style wise right now, that's a real hard call. Because T-Kid's my man, and I know Bio also, but I'd have to say Bio right now.
Okay. Next one, we got Phase 2 versus Case 2.
You want to touch that?
I'll touch that. Okay, what you listening to is straight disrespectful, right? And this is what happens when you have outside people come and dabble in our culture, right? First of all, Phase 2 is a god in our culture. Case 2 is a god in our culture, right? Who are you to come here and try to pit Case 2 against Phase 2, right? You know, that's like, oh, yo, who's better, Tyson or Muhammad Ali? Yo, that's straight disrespectful, right? Because they was both the greatest in their time. Right? They was both the greatest in their time, right? So now you want to come out of the woodworks and have somebody pick between Phase 2 and Case 2. And let's talk. Let me give you a style lesson real quick. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen out there. In theory, if you come after a person, you should be better than the person. Why? Because you using what you seen that person do as a springboard to your style. If you look at Phase and them guys, they started from relatively nothing, right? And then of course you got Case comes along and he built on top of what Phase and Riff did, and of course he's going to be better, so to speak. His stuff is going to be more advanced because he's building on top of. To pit people like that against each other is a sheer sign of ignorance and disrespect.
I agree 100%.
Well, they're very different. Because Case got a lot of stuff from Riff and from Phase 2, so it's... It really is. And Case is... He's not like any writer, but then again he is, because when you get out of loop for a while, you don't know what you're gonna come back with. You're not still at the top of your game. It takes you a while to get back that feeling. Trust me, I know.
Okay, next one we got Dandi versus Chain 3.
Dandi.
Okay,
All right. That one is
Dandi versus Chain 3.
I'll let Scheme start off on that.
Well, I'll start off by simply saying the same thing I said for Phase and Case. Phase, Riff, and Case. Dandi is built off of the back of Chain 3, and it's not a slight at Dandi. Dandi grew up watching the 2s and 5s. Where you think the 2s and 5s end up in? They used to end up where? In new lots. Where you think Dandi got his notions for style? Because yo, TMT crew was sending style from the Bronx to Brooklyn via the number 2 line to new lots. Now today the number 2 line goes to Flatbush and the 3 goes to new lots. It's reversed. I have no idea. But back in the days, the 2 went to new lots and the 3 went to Flatbush, and they saw those trains, right? They saw those trains. And if you go to Dandi's book, the Dandi book, Dandi White book, right? And if you look at the time period, you can clearly see that Dandi was 2 years, at least 2 to 3 years behind in style technicality behind Chain, right? Now there's another story, Kay want to touch on that? We may touch on that. But again, it's the same thing. People coming after you, in theory, if they have any skill or aptitude, should be better than the person that came before them, especially if they looking at them. Those styles is based off a Chain 3 style via who? Via Knock, right? Because Knock was a Chain 3 student, right? And Knock was in between with the Mafia and the Dandi, and this is how they saw Chain stuff. And another way, you want to continue from there?
Dandi had come up to the Bronx with a TMT member by the name of Seat 2. So I have to name names when I say this, so I don't want to be, vague like some people are and not mention names. So I'll mention names. Dandi came up with Seat 2.
Well, let's say Seat bought Dandi.
Right. Seat brought Dandi up to the Bronx. They came to my house. Dandi examined my works, black books, all kind of stuff. So a lot of stuff, yes, he has taken from TMT. The man is dead, so, I can't, I'm not gonna go in and say he bit this, he bit that, but you can see certain things, like if I compared pictures, which I could do at the end of the video, of some of his cars versus some of me and Teen cars, and you can see directly where he used stuff that we did on cars. But anyway,
Right. And to say that Dandi got from us is not a slight. Like, if you're a writer, you know that we all got stuff from people that we saw before. So it ain't no slight to Dandi. Dandi was nasty. Yo, nobody's contesting that. Nobody's contesting that. I wanted to piece with Dandi myself. That's one of my regrets for grab. But listen, let's keep it 100. You sitting here too casually. Oh, Dandi. Oh, Dandi, he'll burn. Bio, he'll burn. But let's keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Best versus serve.
That one's a hard one for me to call also because Cess was he was on the train, but not really. I didn't see him on the train. And the Cess I wrote with, well, it's not him, there's two different Cess. Cess 157, which was before him. And a lot of stuff, whatever he was doing, I was not in New York. But okay, that's not the question.
Right, that's not the question.
Fuck.
Say a tie?
Yeah, a tie. I'll leave it at a tie.
Okay.
So Cess and Serve gets a tie, but Chain 3 gets burnt by Dandi. Okay. All right.
Part.
Okay, and the last
Hold on, let's go back to let him hear that one. Let me hear that one.
No, I'm not in New York.
Yeah, we gotta rewind it a little. We may have went a little too far back.
Fuck.
You can say a tie?
Yeah, a tie. I'll leave it at a tie.
Okay, next one we got part versus scheme.
All right, let's hold right there.
Part versus scheme.
Part versus scheme. Let me say this. First of all, Part is nasty. Part been nasty. Part always was nasty. Part always will be nasty. Okay? Now, now, first of all, because I'm not a scrub, I'm not gonna play myself by, I can burn Part. Part can't burn me. First of all, just to be considered as an opponent for Part, I win right there. Right? I win right there because I'm even considered. Seen, you're not considered. you're not considered to even go against Part. Right? So even if that my name would come up against Part, I take that as an honor. Right? Peace, Part, the Death Squad.
And the last one, Duro versus Dero.
Dero. All day.
All right, we covered a lot of things today. Is there anything that we left out that you might want to cover?
That was a good little interview right there.
All right, my man, Scene, TC5. Peace.
All right.
Okay, let me say this.
To the end.
We made it. Let me go back just a little bit. Let's go back to the top. So Bio versus T-Kid, right? Because y'all got to understand the fact behind this. The reason he's defecating on T-Kid is because they put T-Kid down. They put T-Kid down in TC5 first, and then I didn't know he was in TC5, and we had been watching T-Kid for a while, talking about him, because we have a long process, just like any good crew should. We watch him for a while, and then we got together and we put T-Kid down. And once T-Kid got down in TMT, he stopped writing TC5. So this is why he's so eager to just defecate on T-Kid. Bio got him. Bio got him. And let me tell you something. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying.
All of these names is a setup, right? You might be saying setup. Let me tell you something. These questions was most likely provided with the help of Wack and Lane, right? You probably know who I'm talking about, right? These are buddies of the person who's conducting the interview, this DAP guy, and he's pissed because he's been rejected for interviews by TMT crew and the TFP crew, right? So this is what they did, when they got together with these canned questions. If you notice, every question and answer is designed to defecate on TMT and basically bolster up TC5 people, right? So now, y'all won't know this, but I'm telling you, this is a setup interview with questions provided for a specific answer to get those specific responses. If you notice, most of these things involve TMT members, and it's not by coincidence.
Right, not by coincidence at all. But a better question is, since Scene is saying, they're better than TMT and so forth and so on. Scene, my question to you is, who are you better than that's in TMT?
I am the magnificent, 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 magnificent.